Hi guys, Spectre here. Welcome back to some more Total Warhammer 3. Continuing my Morghur Shadow Gave campaign. Been mulling over some ideas as well. I think I can get some gauze now, can't I? Yes, I can, yes. So get rid of 4 of these. We don't need these. I am going to try something different this campaign, because normally I will recruit a Beastman Warlord and Doom Bulls, and not recruit really any Brave Shamans. So what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to have basically all Brave Shamans over the Morghur. Because you do get a tiny buff. You do get these 2 up here if you have a Beastman Lord. And you get 2 different ones if you have a Minotaur Lord, but they only benefit Minotaurs, where these benefit your entire army. Missile resistance is obviously good, especially for like Chaos Spawn that have got no armour. But you do get a buff from the Great Brave Shaman for Chaos Spawn and some of your big guys, your Gorgons, Giants, your Jabberslights, where they get 15% more damage. So they can actually hit things harder. It doesn't benefit Minotaurs though, but it still benefits at least 4 or 5 units in your army. But obviously the main benefit is Shadow Magic. You're going to have Penumbral Pendulum, you're going to have the Pit of Shades. So you're doing a lot of damage. You don't need your Lord to be a fighter because you've got decent heroes that can fight, like the Gorbul and the Warghur. The Warghur is integral in every army, you should always have one for replenishment. The Gorbul, how I like to use him, I use him for training, but it's because when your second army gets recruited, you can move some of the experienced units into that army, because you're not going to want them all in your main army. Otherwise you've got a really strong main army and a shit second army. And it might not be too bad in the earlier game, but in like turn 70 plus, when you start entering towards the early part of the late game, you're going to need better troops in your army. And in terms of also with your Herdstones, you've got choice of 4 buildings. This one, in my opinion, isn't optional. You need to have it. With the line of sight benefit, it means you're not that hard up for a scout, because that will show you complete line of sight over your blood ground area. This one I would never take, because you're not going to be building range units. Beastmen don't have good range units, and they might be okay somewhat for the early game. They're going to fall off massively in the mid game, because every other army out there's got better range units than you. So you don't ever want to build this, even though it's got probably some of the best garrison units. It gives you 3 Bestigors and 2 Minotaurs Great Weapons, which is better than all of these. I usually go this one because of the Very Tired and the Plague, but also the movement range. But then this one's not bad either for the replenishment and the 100 crumb capacity. So you could choose between those 2, but this one you need purely for the Dread faction wide. Incredibly important. Obviously the downside with the Great Brave Shaman is though, like this, you haven't got a channeling stance, so you've got no way to increase this yourself. You've just got to go into a zone and hope it's got a positive magic increase. Otherwise, you're not going to get much use out of your spellcaster if he's only got 20 wins of magic. You're able to cast like 1 or 2 spells. It'll be big garbage. The other thing is what I've been thinking of. Right, let's go into victory conditions for a start. Better explained a little bit from here, then we can discuss on the other thing. So your short campaign victory, not a problem. Your long campaign, probably not much of a problem with the amount of like Herdstones you can get access to. You can get 5. Right, so you can probably do this with that. Your domination victory is almost like half the map. That is going to be practically impossible for Beastmen to do with 5 Herdstone shards. And not as impossible for Ogres, but it still won't be easy, and it'll be quite a frustrating campaign to try and do. So what I think they need is, on the technology tree, when you've unlocked the last one here, and you've got to complete it, there should be 4 more arrows, all leading into a central research skill here. And it should be something like ever-expanding herd, something like that. And it gives you like a Herdstone shard every 10 or 15 turns. So you can then try and do your domination victory if you want to. If you want to paint the map as Beastmen, practically impossible. Because you're not going to be able to stop armies recolonising. You won't have enough Herdstone shards. And for the ogres, they need it for their encampments. They don't need it quite as badly, but because they can occupy settlements as well, where Beastmen can't. But their garrisons on those small buildings they occupy are shit. So the encampments are pretty important because you can use it to block off avenues of attack. Because you can build really good armies in your encampments and they're really cheap. Because they've got an upkeep reduction, kind of like Black Arcs. But you need a way to get infinite amounts, basically. They could potentially put a cap up here of out of 10. But whenever you spend some Herdstone shards, every 10 or 15 turns you just get a new Herdstone shard up to that cap of 10. Same with the ogre encampments. But you need to have the limit lifted. The limit is to be lifted or massively increased. Instead of it being +5, it's like +50. You need a lot if you're going to want to achieve the bigger victories. They can't just think, alright, you've got enough here to achieve your short campaign victory. What if people really, really like playing Beastmen? If it's one of their favourite factions, and it's like, how the fuck am I going to conquer 272 settlements? I mean, you can go around raising them, fair enough, but they get reoccupied. And I'm not sure if the same thing is still in that it was in Warhammer 2. If you raise a settlement and somebody occupies it, it takes the one you raised off you. I'm not sure if that was a bug or not, but that's what used to happen to us in Warhammer 2. So then you had to go back and raise it again to get your one back that you had lost. So they need to think around that. Right, at the end of this turn, I'm going to save up for 500 dread because I want to get another Bray Shaman, but one as a scout. Because the only armies that I'm going to be having a Bray Shaman in is going to be Morghurs. All the other armies are going to be led by a Great Bray Shaman. So I can use the Gorbals and the Wargors as fighters. They're good against other enemy heroes and lords. They both get pretty beefy later on. And the Gorbal has a skill which gives +15 melee attack to him and all friendly units within 35 meters. So he goes over 70 melee attack really easy. Really, really easy. So him and the Wargor together are quite nasty. They're kind of like Black Hawk big bosses. Bringing down to greenskins. See, if that was a player, you'd be getting attacked by this fucking pirate right now. But he just glided past him. Bray Shaman. Yeah, Penumbral Pendulum, max that out. I might go and get that as well. Ryan declared war on me and I don't know where he is. So I'm just making sure. I'm going to try and be in this area. Because he might make a play for either one of the Herdstones. If he makes a play for that one, it's not the end of the world. Because I can just perform the ritual and take my Mark's Ruination. It's not a problem. This one, I intend to be a permanent Herdstone. So I need to keep it and be able to build it up. And I can't do that if that dickhead destroys it. We can do this because it don't cost anything. Oh yeah, that's the other thing as well, yeah. It might be a bit misleading. For anyone who's playing Beastmen, it still says this, that it used to do in Warhammer 2. New Herdstones are erected at the level. It's actually a lie. It's not true. So when you max this out, the Herdstones are still erected at level 1, but you can upgrade them for free, but it takes 1 turn per level. So, now I'm upgrading that one, didn't cost me anything. these all take 1 level. So you've got to upgrade from level 1 to level 5. So basically 4 turns you'll have your maxed herdstone and your garrison. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or not, how they've done it. I don't know why they've made it so you've got to build your way up even though it's free. They should just let you erect it at the level it's at. I think it was better the way they had it in Warhammer 2, because that's a nerf and quite an annoying one, because it slows you down. Oh. Well, there's one wood elf. That's not Orion though. Where's Orion? Where's Mr. Forehead? I'm gonna bring it, bitch. There he is. There's Mr. Forehead.
A discordant song.
How's he got that? He won't have done anything. Right.
How could I?
She can reach there in March. So she shouldn't be able to reach there to attack. I need to get this staff of his as well. What the fuck is it? To get Morghur staff. Yeah, this is quite good. Basically gives him all the capacity he needs for his army and spawn. And with Lightning Strike as well, my personal advice to people who are using Lightning Strike now, only put 2 points in it if you've got a melee army, because you get no benefit from the third one, because you don't want a very tired army. Very tired melee armies do not do well in battle. Even if you're against inferior troops, if they're fresh and you're not, you're going to take more casualties than you might think. So I want to take 2 points in it. It, you know, makes it longer for the enemy to come on, gives you a chance to break that first army, and then maybe just win it that way, and not have to fight the second army. If you do have a ranged army, then you can take it. Because the reason you need it more for the ranged army, the damage isn't affected by being tired with ranged weapons, and you also need your ammo. Ranged armies need to fight one army at a time. So you can fight an army, ammo goes back to full. Fight another army, ammo goes back to full. And because ranged armies don't generally look to take much damage, you're trying to keep them from getting to combat with you and kill the units. You can use this on ranged armies. But on melee focused armies, you do not want 3 points in that fucking thing. And if you still want to try and take like one army at a time, if there's say 2 really strong armies reinforcing each other, and then you're not sure you can break the first army in time, even with a 50% increase, then you can always use ambush stance to attack, and that should do it so you can't be reinforced by the other army. Is she gonna back him up or run past him? run past him. Right, what I'm going to do is, I can't stop this army.
Bid this dance.
That army's going to attack this regardless, and I am not going to win. I'm not going to win for multiple reasons. One, the garrison's not big enough or good enough to beat early game Wood Elves because their archers are a fucking nightmare and you can't get to them when they've got them in the way. Because the problem is that when they attack a Herdstone, CA and the Infinite Stupidity haven't put a Herdstone settlement battle in place like they have for the Wood Elves. So your Herdstone battle, even though you've got supplies at the top of your screen, you can't build anything, which is really fucking stupid. And you should have a map really with a Herdstone, like top of a hill, and paths up to it, kind of like the Wood Elves have. Should be similar to the Wood Elves in all aspects, apart from there being a big tree, should be a Herdstone. And then you can build towers and barricades on the way up. But it's also narrow, and you're fighting on a beast path basically. So the beast path is what you're fighting on. Anyone who plays this game knows that the underway battles benefit ranged armies massively.
France to arrive.
If you're fighting on underway world routes, beast paths, whatever else you can think of that has that same type of map, benefits ranged armies. Because they can put the melee units in front, and it's a very narrow frontage, with the range units behind that you can't get to. And because you can't break through these quickly enough, these are going to murder you. Because they'll do a lot of damage. So you have no fucking way to get them. You just don't. So I'm from the ritual here. Here we go. That way my mocks that I've already got aren't wasted. Because they're now locked in. But now I can get my second army. Oh, shadows are wanting into here. Ooh. Oh, it reminds me I needed the point sword for a scout. Yeah, I need another scout, definitely. I ain't got the money. There we go. Teach to move in March, turn some area, you fuck. Gives me a ferric victory against him though. I don't lose anything, really? Okay, apparently I don't lose anything. I had to test it. I had to test it to see if it was telling the truth. Give me that, then we've got that. And then that's the blue tree done with. And we can move on to the... Well, the yellow tree and red tree, basically. I want to do Morghur last because he's quite strong enough. People underestimate Morghur. Even I did originally. Not gonna lie. I underestimated him. Right, I can get the thing now, the hero. What we've got, perceptive campaign line of sight. See, Nurgle's Foul Stink is really good, strangely enough. Perceptive's better for the campaign map in its way because you can see further. But the Nurgle's Foul Stink has a in-battle application. So all enemy units in the local region have -4 leadership. And considering how much fucking leadership they have in very hard legendary, it's really, really handy. I just don't want to do the Nurgle's Foul Stink like cheese because it's so fucking busted. With that cheese, you might as well just play in easy difficulty because no army in the game can beat you. None. The only armies that can even fight you are ones that are purely unbreakable. And I don't mean vampire counts and demons. I mean slayers, flagellants, that sort of thing. They've got to be properly unbreakable. Undead armies just dissolve after one attack. Same with demons. Nothing can hold against you if you have the Nurgle's Foul Stink cheese in one area. Well, if we do need this, I do need that first so I can get my Morghur. I need to get him in there and get him leveling. Because he's the last hero I'm missing for the army. And he's important. I need the cash replenishment. Although it is high, it can be higher. And you'd rather units recover in 1 turn rather than 2 if possible. Regiment Renown unlocked. Lovely. Right, what we'll do is with that. In fact, no, because he can have the Bestigor Regiment Renown. Because the Bestigor one in there. Those Koroks Man Rippers. Yeah, he can have that. So what I will do is go on to this guy, cancel one of those, and you can have them. Oh, there's also a Regiment Renown. There we go. And then these are one of the few factions where, apart from select units that I don't like the Cygor, because it doesn't really fit into the army, as well as the Centigors, I'll usually maybe have them in reserve in case a Herdstone is going to get attacked in some cases, but more often than not, I will put them into an army, because they're going to be better than basic fucking Ungors or Warhounds. And then I can transfer some of these over there as well, because he's going to have Bestigors in there eventually. I won't do it right now, but he's going to have probably at least 3 Bestigors, I'd imagine. I might keep one of each of these. Right, let's see how they respond. She glided past me. She's dead next turn. I can get her. I was so close. She didn't attack it though, I'm surprised. Problem is now this Hearthstone's not worth doing, is it? So I'm over 25, but I need to get towards 60 for this one. Give me that scout. Scout. I did get a herdstone shard back. For some reason. Do you just get one every time you complete ritual ruination? Have they changed that now? Because according to this, I shouldn't get one for that. And I shouldn't get one for that. I should only get a herdstone shard there. But that's 100 marks of ruination, which is... It's a good trek away. The reason I auto-resolve Wood Elves if I can, Wood Elves are so fucking annoying. I hate Wood Elves. The fucking passion. And I can max the out later on if I want to. Because see, this is always going to be useful. So is that one as well, to be fair. But you do get pretty high ambush success chance and stuff later on. And you also get it from being inside your blood ground. If you're in your blood ground and you have the, I think, is it main building? Yeah, the main building. Ambush success chance plus 25% armies in region. So if you can get, say, 50, then that's 75. If you get 75, you get 100. So you can have ridiculously high ambush success chance. See, this one, this is, when you look at these, I ignore these two on the end, they're pointless. It's always between these two here. This one gives you some armour, and then some missile resistance on your Gorbul, as well as all units within 35 metres. So that's more defensive. This one is definitely offensive, but 15 melee attack is a lot. That is a lot. I mean, he's at 47 now, so that's going to send him over 60 with just that, because it benefits him in the battle. Just when you get it, it won't show it on here, it's in the battle that gets the buff, and then he's still got ways to increase it himself there. They become quite nasty characters, and if you get some magical items on these guys, they will kill enemy heroes and lords very efficiently. Yeah, if I normal cast it 13, normal cast that 13, yeah, so if I had 20 into magic, I could cast one of these spells. Fucking hell. See, I want these to build up, because like at the moment, Quinellas, that's a fully built up tier 3 town, and it's worth 8 marks of ruination. These cities here can worth up to 12. At that point, it means they've got a big fucking garrison, and they're probably going to be fighting the battle, as opposed to auto-resolving it. I auto-resolve Widows where I can, because there's a fucking nuisance to fight. Constantly fucking moving backwards and firing, it's like, fuck off. So annoying. So I'm going to try and find another blood ground somewhere that I can do something with. I mean, because I've got the herdstone shard back, I haven't got to destroy this, but I'm not going to put any money into building it up. I can always destroy it later on. I'm going to put my money into this one here. And then once his army's complete, if I don't think this is going to be attacked, or I might wait until it's a bit stronger, I don't know, I'm going to bring him down and he can guard my next herdstone. And it's a good way to level up this army as well, because anyone trying to attack it walks into that second army. Ah, we've got the money, right, okay. We need this. We're not able to get this yet anyway, because that's the thing we're going to go for after, but I need that so I can get my Warghur. I need my first Warghur. Recruiting him at level 1, I'll be honest, not the best idea. Normally you will wait and you will get these upgrades in, or at least the first one, and get him some levels. But because you've got to flush out that first army, having the second army, you kind of need it to like guard your herdstone. Because while your herdstones are building, the garrisons are wank. Now the armies on these aren't great either because they're mainly full of Ungors. But you can put some other units in there. And then that backed up by the garrison can do quite well. You've just got to be very, very careful with your money on your Beastmen campaigns, because you need to build up one army at a time and one herdstone at a time. Don't try and build 2, 3, 4. You can't do it. You can't work it like other factions. And you just haven't got that much dread in the beginning as well, which is also a factor. Bloody hell, he's got 2 armies with fucking wars. Jesus.
Lord of Botonia.
That's a massive fucking blood ground. Jesus. That'd have probably included this one if it went in ruin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. That's an 11 strong blood ground? Fucking Jesus. See, that you would make into a permanent one. But from there, you go into war with Grom, Bordelot, Mousillon, Artois, Bretonia themselves, Empire, and Heinrich Kemmler. Bloody hell. I don't want anything over there affecting the Wood Elf one. I don't know, might go for that.
You need help?
Right. Gotta cover next turn. Allora, nästa salzbite. Oh, hang about, that's opened. Missile resistance for Gorgons and Giants. It's not quite as good as the Chaos one. The Chaos one, they get 25%. Well, actually, take that. That's good. Yeah, then we'll get that. Because I ain't got any Minotaurs yet, so it's not going to do me much good. Still recruiting one unit. Okay, fair enough. That is a big fucking herdstone. Oh, big fucking blood drone, should I say. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not bad either.
Valiant lord.
Just obviously, if I make that a blood ground, it's really good because it's going to have chaos corruption throughout all of that area, and no one can colonize any of it while that's there. It's a lot of people to be at war with at once. It's more something for like mid to late game.
Do you know who I am?
And then up here you've got Lyonesse, that other town of Bretonia, Karun. And then you've got Marienburg down here. So you've not really got a whole lot left up there. So even if you can't make a blood ground out of that, you can just raise it all. I can't believe he's actually sieging down to death. Fuck. We came across a bad bug last night in a multiplayer campaign, me and Overlord. It was cycling through the end game, and it came to an unknown faction, like one of these ones here with the question mark on. And it was faction 61 out of like, I think there was like 82 factions left, something like that. And it came to this faction 61, and they weren't there on the previous turn. So I think it was a rogue army that spawned in, because we've seen every faction in the game. So this faction that it came to, I think it might have been a rogue army that spawned in somewhere, and they've gotten stuck. Because they couldn't end their turn. Yeah, I'm going to take it, because I have no desire to be at war with Vampire Coast anyway at the moment. I'm not going south, I'm going north. She declared war on me for some reason anyway, I don't know why. She's not at war with my ally. Belendgar Ironhammer.
Ready for bossing?
he's going to have problems with that anyway. Keep him there for the time being. Yeah, I know there's low bestial rage, I know.
Who needs stabbing? Protector of the realm.
You better not raise that settlement, you stupid greenskin. We got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, that's not bad. And that just makes it so it's just those, because then if I do have this,
Armored in faith.
obviously that covers most of that, doesn't it? Or some of that.
Honor before glory.
But that'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because that one won't be part of it, would it, anymore? No, it's part of that one.
Lord of Bretonia.
I'm just thinking I could get 2 out of it, essentially. Could get 2 herd stones. Could have 1 there and 1 here.
I will allow.
Oh, that is 8, 'cause it's got Paravon. Ooh. Hang about. That could be good. So if I do that one then, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could have an 8 and an 8. Otherwise I'd have one big 11 and not be able to really make another one. So if I turn Helmgart into one, the Helmgart is a fucking fortress which is going to be a bastard to assault. But if I get it early enough, could be quite good. I could turn that into one. Obviously this one's ruined at the moment. Doesn't mean somebody can't occupy it in the meantime. But it means then I ain't got to go to war with Grom straight away. Because I haven't got massive Orcal as part of my blood ground. But if I go here,
Valiant.
I have got to deal with Grom. Well, actually, no, I would have to deal with Grom because he's got that. Fuck's sake. God damn it, Grom. He's got Paravon.
Faster than
And
any.
his strength rank 3 a moment. Yeah, fucking hell's a monster. Or I could do this one and just... If it'll click on the fucking province, I would. There we go. I could do this one and just ignore these. Because I can save these for Helmgart. And I can always destroy this if need be. Because Aquitaine might become part of this as well, and then Grom the idiot might occupy it. Tracers. Yeah, because the way I look at it is if I do 2 8s, that's a 16 like blood ground area. If I do an 11, I've just got an 11, and then 5 territories short. And you can have a lot of fights in a blood ground, you've got to bear that in mind. It's not just about the settlements. The armies that attack you within it also give you marks of ruination. Did he just go into the water? Aquitaine got destroyed, so the Bastion. He's still worth 8 marks of ruination though, that's good. Problem is though, now he's inside a town, I can't ambush him. Fuck's sake. Because while he's in there, he's got the bloody war, and I can't beat him in the war with too many units. Although I could try and sneak past with the Ungors. I wonder if they only get Stoke from Kazrak. Must be a Kazrak thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can build his growth up and get him ready to upgrade when I'm done with the first army. Raiding with him there could be better. And plus if I see Wood Elves coming, it can always dart back to the Herdstone to protect it. Question is, what do I do here? I'm going to say we sit there. See what Grom does.
You need help? Dinner time afterward, right?
Or what this guy does. Because if he leaves there,
Who needs stabbing?
that's easy. Otherwise, I'm going to go to Helmgart.
Not in this world or the other.
War boss, innit?
Right, I'm going to call this part here. What to decide next time, because this is going to start to get a bit spicy. And bear in mind, my army's still not that strong. I'm not really comfortable until I've got like a good 6 to 8 spawn. Probably a giant or 2 in there. Ghouls are not bad. I do want some bestie ghouls in there. There's a bit more comfort on it. But ghouls are pretty good if you get them leveled up. They're equivalent of like lizardmen, sauruses. So they can work. You don't need to get rid of them out of your army. Because having all bestie ghouls in all your armies, it just costs too much dread. Far too much. Right. I'll catch you on the next video, everyone. Take care, stay safe, drop a sub if you're new around here, and I'll speak to you all in the next video.